I am just a new boy, stranger in this town. Where have all the good girls gone? Who's gonna show this young boy around? I don't know any more words. John Masters report. This is the Masters report. This is my favorite video of his. Please subscribe to John Masters and click the bell and then click the thumbs up. This is my favorite video of his because he really exposes how pretty much every police department in this country, their culture, it exposes the culture of the police. So I'm going to be cutting in. I'm going to be interrupting as much as I want to because that's what I do on my channel. If you don't want to listen to me, go to Masters Report and subscribe to the Masters Report. And this video is called Corrupt Cops in Any Town, USA. And that's a perfect title. So here we go.
What's up, guys? I want to answer, and as a matter of fact, we're going to today answer some really important questions, things that you all have wondered about the police. And in the video I'm going to show you, I mean, there's nothing more graphic than I have ever seen. It's an amazing video. But the first question that you guys might have is, why do I keep cutting to donut operator? Donut? Explain it.
Is because, I mean, I have the largest pro-police channel.
You gotta love it.
And the biggest creeper mustache.
When people are humble. I think it goes with the job, that humility, okay, that connecting. But you know what? I did find out another really important question, and I've got the answer on why he has the largest pro-police channel. Because he's actually blonde, but he uses affirmation to change how he looks. Here, I've got proof.
I'm going to do a terrific show today.
No.
John, I don't get the joke, but anytime I get to see David Hasselhoff with a gold lining around his exterior, I'll take it. And why the gigantic microphone cover? And do you do the intros while you do laundry? I'm just asking, man. I love your stuff. I watch all the time.
We know why he has the mustache. Anyways, to lead into this video, I want to remind you all, there's a reason why you don't believe the police. The Supreme Court has ruled that police can lie to you. They can legally lie to you.
And they're very good at it.
Cannot be held against them as far as their character goes when you go to court. So even though they spend 6 to 8 hours to 10 hours a day lying to the public, they're a credible witness when they're in court. Even though they lie a lot. But here, I have proof.
Slap the shit out of me. Get it off your chest. Slap the shit out of me and get it off your chest.
You're talking to him, sir.
Slap the shit out of me and get it off your chest. No, I'm giving you permission to slap the shit out of me, get it off your chest, and see what happens. Don't.
Damn.
Turn around. Turn around.
Show me the good cop in this situation. Anyone see him? Donut. Hey, Donut. Cream-filled donut. Where is the good cop in this situation? Anyone see him? Mike the Sovereign Cop. Josh Ingram. Where you at, guys? Show me the good cops in this video, please. Point them out. If you see a good cop, point them out. Where's he at?
That was stupid.
Okay, come on, Donut. I'm sure there's a logical explanation why this happened.
But I just wanted to say, if an officer ever does get a little attitude with you, you got to think about what that officer might have went through that day.
But it does answer another question. Yes, there's only one color when it comes to the police, and that's blue. Everybody else is a paycheck, is a source of revenue, a criminal. All right, guys, I have to word this due to YouTube's policy against conspiracies. But if I was to find myself in a country...
They have a policy against conspiracies? What about their conspiracy against us?
And in that country, my house can be broken into for a phone call. That's all it requires is a phone call for a SWAT team to break into my house without a warrant. If I was living in a country where I could be pulled over as many times as the memory of the officer, in other words, there's so many reasons that they can pull you over that they don't even need a reason. They can make one up and it'll hold up. If I lived in a country where there were checkpoints everywhere, as a matter of fact, the police can pretty much do whatever they want to you and get away with it. And not only get away with it, keep their job. I would want to know as much
and get promoted
as I possibly could about their corrupt system and how that system works for my own protection. And I'm going to tell you right now, this video does it.
Our investigations of the Roswell Police Department have reverberated across the nation and around the globe. We broke the stories of a driver arrested for speeding on the flip of a coin, a police dog attacking a young suspect, and a 13-year-old boy who was intentionally left in the cold.
Getting cold yet? Because I've got heat in this car.
To extract a confession, all in Roswell. Tonight, there's more body camera footage with intentionally muted microphones and hidden documents.
The idea that the cop themselves get to control the audio and video of their own camera completely defeats the purpose of body cameras. It's like carrying an unloaded gun.
All showing a police department that treats its officers far different than the citizens they're sworn to protect. A Roswell police officer pulls over a speeding car before discovering the driver is a buddy from the same department.
Hey, it's Ramuna.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm sorry, man.
What are you doing?
I just hit it for a second.
Officer Danny Ramuna was stopped for speeding and reckless driving.
I just hit it for a second. I'm sorry.
You know what kind of position you put me in?
Get your hands out of your pockets! Oh, wait. He's a cop.
I'm sorry.
Because I can tell you've been drinking, man.
I only had a drink. I'm sorry.
You only had a drink? That's it. Put your feet together.
I'm not doing any field sobriety.
That's fair.
So,
That's what it is. Okay, that's perfectly fair. You know, that's... You're right to do that.
Officer Johnny Burnett calls for a supervisor.
He's been drinking.
But when the lieutenant shows up...
Street on, right?
it's okay. You are.
Okay.
The officer cuts the mic on his body camera.
Stay in the car.
Sarah Webb knows what it's like to be pulled over by Roswell police for speeding and reckless driving.
Turn off the car and pass me the keys, please.
2 officers arrested her on the flip of a coin.
A head, R tail. Okay. Step out of the vehicle.
That's how they feel about the Bill of Rights. That's how they feel about people's rights. That's how they treat other human beings. And for all you disgusting, un-American, filthy scum who are out there, oh, if you don't break the law, and police are heroes, and they're honest, and who you gonna call when, blah, blah, blah. I'm a mindless moron.
Turn off, put your hands behind your back.
Before any of these stories broke, we showed her the video.
So these women who were given guns and sovereign immunity or qualified immunity, same thing. Harlow versus Fitzgerald. Thanks, Audit the Audit, for giving me that information. Qualified immunity was a court decision. Harlow versus Fitzgerald. So it's not even a law. The court just gave cops qualified immunity. You get it? It made them sovereign. That's what they did.
Video of Officer Ramuna, also stopped for speeding and reckless driving, but unlike Webb, let go with a verbal warning.
Put me in a bad spot.
It's not your fault. I'm not mad at you.
Take a look at the 2 stops side by side.
Stay in the car.
Sorry, my window doesn't hold.
Off to Brent Roswell Police Department. You know how fast you were just going, ma'am?
I'm so sorry. I'm late for work.
Hey, it's Ramona.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm sorry, man.
Turn off the car and pass me the keys, please.
You know as well as I do, with no tests and the only evidence is some bloodshot, watery eyes, but you're crying about your sister, it wouldn't look good in court anyways. So there's no way that this wouldn't be useful at all. It wouldn't help you. It wouldn't keep anybody safe on the road. I mean, you're already hung. But you have got to talk to somebody, man.
Two wrongs don't make a right. If we were wrong with Sarah Webb, like I say that we are, had we taken Daniel Ramuno to jail just because he was a Roswell police officer, that would have been wrong too.
Chief Rusty Grant has...
This is the ultimate rotten apple cop-splaining scumbag punk police chief. And he just keeps making excuses for his tyranny. This is why you need militias, man. I'm sorry to say it. Because at what point, when the chief of police, the sheriff of all the county, isn't obeying their oath, then what do? Then it's on you, dude. Sorry. It's on us.
no problem with the way Roswell police handled the stop of one of their own.
I imagine you're doing a code 5. Now I have the case number.
Or the fact the case number was voided and replaced with a hard-to-find internal memo.
Why no police report? Why no incident report?
Typically, if we write a warning or something similar to that, we don't write an incident report.
Do you always write a memo? Do you always have the officer write a memo?
No, we don't. And actually,
so why write a memo that isn't easy to find in public records, and not write an incident report that is easy to find in public records?
It wasn't to try to keep the information from anybody, because to be...
This was withheld from me until I specifically asked for it.
Right, well, the open records folks wasn't aware that existed, because they typically...
Because you guys did it that way on purpose. This is the chief, people. It's not one bad apple. The bad apple always floats to the top. There he is. You're looking at him. Here is the rotten apple that spoiled the whole bunch, right here. You're looking at him. They couldn't act that way if he didn't let them act that way. There's a culture in American police, and you're staring at it right in the face.
A database, and that wasn't within the database.
And then was that in the intent of not having an incident report?
No, there was no attempt to cover this up or to hide this at all.
Why mute the body cameras then?
That's a good question.
You want this one, Paul's too?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. There's no way you give body cams to these guys for transparency, and then you let them control when they can turn them on and off. Hello.
I don't even know how to pause this thing anymore.
The body cameras were muted. We asked for all video, and the records department only gave us the body cam. And for a month more, we tried to get the dash cam, and it was refused. They didn't even respond to us. It turns out the dash cam caught some of the missing audio.
That's right. Officer Burnett's wireless mic was still recording on the dash camera.
Whoopsies.
We had to threaten a lawsuit to get this video, and now you can hear what they were hiding.
Even the mainstream media had to threaten a lawsuit to get public information. Again, they're not only in control when it records and when it doesn't record, audio and video, then they're in control of what it records, and they have control of it whether they get to release it or not. That's not transparency. It should be running all the time, except when you're in the bathroom, maybe, and specifically scheduled lunch breaks or something. But other than that, it should be running on no matter what, and it should be uploaded to an independent server. Transparency means you are accountable to someone else other than yourselves. You're not sovereign citizens. And unfortunately, I hate to say, they're going to have to find out the hard way. Believe me, people, when things go down, all these cop cars are going to be abandoned right where they sit. Their uniforms are going to be burnt. Their badges are going to be thrown in the scrap heap. They're going to disappear. When they figure out they're outnumbered thousands to one, they're going to disappear. They're not going to protect you.
What do you want to do? He's already admitted he's been drinking. When he went to hand his girlfriend his wallet, he fell up against the car. And I told him, I was like, man, you put me in a bad spot. I agree.
Right before deciding to let Officer Ramuno go, they cut all the mics a second time, a feature the body camera vendor prohibits by default. Roswell police commanders had to actively choose to enable muting department-wide. Officers are
Dope! Yeah, wonder why the department wanted control over the audio and video.
muting their dash cam, muting their body cam to talk about another officer and whether they're going to arrest him. There is only one reason to do that, and that's to avoid public scrutiny.
You know, we're doing it the way that we think we should do it. We're not trying to hide anything, but it's not a cover. It's not a cover.
That's exactly what it is when you turn the stuff off. That's there for transparency. Dude, this is the police chief, people. Wake up.
I'm parking the car.
Police park Officer Ramuno's car for him because, according to the internal memo, the two passengers were also intoxicated.
Just keep in mind, yep, I have a camera on, so just don't say anything.
No saying a word.
A Roswell police dog biting a passenger who had bailed out of a stolen car and then gave up.
Handler literally should have hooked that dog up right there. Right there is where he made his mistake. And everything went downhill from this point forward.
This is the scene today. Police wouldn't give us the dash camera video until this year because technically the case was still open. But now we can look back 2 years through a window in time to what police say was the critical.
This is super cool layover video techniques, by the way. Reveal, or whatever this publication is.
Moment. First, the officer says, "Come here." Play.
Come here right now.
Fast forward. Then the officer says, "Get down on the ground." Play.
Get on the ground.
But the officer doesn't say, "Get down on the ground on your stomach with your hands out." So the teen instead decides to sit on this curb behind a bush. Then he puts his hands up. But police say putting his hands up and hands down behind the bush constituted furtive movements that triggered the dog to deploy not only on his own without a command from his handler, play, but also against the commands of his handler. Fast forward. What follows are 18 commands of off, yet the dog continues to attack.
Again, there's your war on drug dogs. That's what they mostly use them for, is for the drug war, which is they're still fighting Richard Nixon's drug war in 2019 because it makes them money. Let's be honest, people. The only people that still want drugs to be illegal are cops and drug dealers. Those are the two that stand to gain the most. They should have dogs for like extreme situations where you'd sacrifice the dog over a human to go inside somewhere, maybe with a camera on it. But in everyday policing, you don't need dogs. I like how this guy here on the right, the reporter, is pretending to watch it. That's pretty cool, man. I like it.
Then right here, the leash breaks and the dog goes back and grabs his hand and holds him now for another 8 seconds.
See, that cop should have been beating the dog over the head at that point, or tasing the dog. But you know, the dog is a cop now because they decided that animals are more important than American citizens.
2 attacks, no commands to apprehend, ignoring all commands to stop. The dog nearly biting his own handler in the end.
You don't normally see the dog come off of a bite of a suspect and then go after the handler. He has received additional training, and I can't tell you it's because of that specific incident, but it was around that time.
Police Chief Rusty Grant's command staff cleared the officer and the dog, writing in their use of force review, no training issues observed. The canine responded as he should.
Lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. That's American police.
And Canine Robbie did just as he had been trained by knowing when to apprehend a subject for unacceptable behavior.
If you can't control your dog, you're a liability. You are a liability magnet. You're going to get sued, you're going to hurt people, and your agency is going to write.
Roswell police pull over a golf cart in the middle of a January night.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
You're 13? Did you have ID on you or anything like that? What are you doing out here at 13 years old?
Oh, I think he totally stole it.
You can see ice clinging to the boy's arms. Weather records show it was 17 degrees, headed down to a low of 12.
Dang, it's cold.
Officers warm up inside their heated cruisers.
Oh, it's so cold.
It's cold out there.
It's chilly. Again, you're not under arrest. I'm just detaining you, okay?
And at first, Officer Cheryl Dickerson puts the boy in her heated patrol car.
I've got a 13-year-old detained right now. I didn't say you were going to jail. I said you were detained, okay? We're trying to figure out... That's not true.
Sometimes I do this in my bedroom and pretend John's watching me.
I'll tell you the truth. He hasn't told you the truth since he met you.
Yeah, so I don't know, but he's 13, from what I can tell. I mean,
24.
pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think there's some issues there.
I'm gonna say, listen to me. I'm not asking you what you go by. I'm asking you what.
The kid has issues, not the cops who stick him in a freezing cold car trying to get him to quid pro quo give up his information.
Your name is. Well, I've about lost my patience.
I mean, he's lying.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Sergeant Elsie.
Sergeant Daniel Elsie is called to the scene. The sergeant immediately gets in the patrol car with the boy, turns off the heat, puts all the windows down, then sits in a cruiser with heat.
He ain't gonna say anything if it's...
That's a good human being right there. God, there's a hero. Donut operator. Another Hall of Famer in Donut Operator's Hall of Fame of cops. This guy knows what he's doing. Torturing a 13-year-old for what? He was driving a golf cart? Oh my God. Terrorist.
Oh.
So you can sit over there and be cold.
Okay.
That's why I rolled your windows down. Let him get a little chill.
Officers laugh in their warm patrol car.
We're sovereign citizen pigs. We're staying warm on the taxpayers' money. We're parasites of America.
While the 13-year-old boy is left to freeze.
I'm sure these cops believe that this 13-year-old boy will grow up to believe that police are heroes, right? This doesn't create a bigger divide between the citizens and the police, right?
Getting cold yet, Ann? You can take it. Cool. So can I, because I've got heat in this car.
He's freezing him out.
Yeah, I can see your breath. It's pretty cold back there. Keep telling me.
Is it cold in the car, you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freezing in there. Well, he's got all the windows rolled down and the heat off.
You're gonna hang tight right here, since you can't remember Mom's phone number. And if I can make contact with Mom, then we'll get some heat going. All right?
Then officers...
Since you can't remember Mom's phone number, you are a disgusting pig. Anything bad that happens to you, you deserve it, you disgusting animal.
Dickerson cuts the mic on her body camera.
I'm gonna mute this. I'm gonna mute this.
Sergeant Greg Freisen shows up and takes Sergeant Elsie for a walk. Records show he put a stop to the abuse.
Come on out. Put your head.
Did we find out where Mom was?
Yep.
This video was viewed more than a dozen times by Sergeant Elsie's supervisor. In the latest annual review, the lieutenant wrote, Sergeant Elsie did make a poor decision regarding the safety of a suspect. A poor decision that was not in line with department values. Supervisors also wrote Sergeant Elsie sets a very positive example and gave him higher scores than the year before, much higher than Sergeant Freisen, who was credited with...
Oh, what a shocker. The good cop was punished. The bad cop wasn't. Do you see a pattern here, pig lovers, cop gobblers? Do you see a pattern here? This is who you blindly support, you moron. You're an idiot. Take those stupid stickers off your car. You look like an idiot. If I see a blue sticker on the car or the stupid Punisher logo, I already know that your IQ is about room temp. I already know that. Because to blindly put that stupid sticker on your car and not realize what's going on in American police culture, because you're staring you right in the face, right in your effing face.
Confronting him. Sergeant Elsie wasn't punished. He was rewarded with Supervisor of the Year. That's Police Chief Rusty.
Oh, look who it is. Rusty Apple.
Grant last April, who also signed off on the annual reviews in May. No internal affairs investigation of the January.
There's the screenshot. There you go. See? They know what time it is. They know what time it is, people. There you go. There you are. There's your legacy. There's your legacy, you two disgusting animal pigs.
The incident was launched until July, days after we demanded copies of this video under the Open Records Act. Chief Grant, when did you first learn about the intentional freezing of a 13-year-old boy?
Awkward silence, Munch?
Told you that the investigations, that instance being investigated, and I'll get back with you when the investigation is complete.
With respect, sir, there was no investigation for 7 months.
With respect. He doesn't deserve an ounce of respect. But good thing you're being professional and that this pig is actually talking to you. See, this guy on the left is doing exactly what First Amendment auditors do. And they're not losing their mind threatening to arrest him. Why is that? Because he has a cameraman, or he looks more professional, or what is it exactly? I know The Reveal can't be that big of a publication.
Until we asked for the video, is that correct?
I'm not, there was an investigation, but beyond that, I'm not going to comment on that.
The Supervisor of the Year is now on paid administrative leave, but his picture remains on the wall of police headquarters right under the chief's. Can't you be honest with the people of Roswell and say when you learned? Was it before you handed Sergeant Elsie?
I'm not being dishonest or trying to avoid your questions. It's just, this is an active investigation, and that's...
Are you under investigation? If you're not under investigation... When you learned of this, it should be immaterial.
The incident's under investigation.
The day after we demanded internal memos from the police department, the chief personally asked the GBI to criminally investigate his own officers. Roswell City Attorney has used that criminal investigation to keep secret the memos that would prove what the police chief knew and when he knew it.
He's not coming out and saying it, but what he's saying is even the DA's office in cities help the police cover up.
Really? So the courts and the prosecutors and the cops and the judges all work together? Really? Oh my God. In America, the free country? Come on. Dude, police and government employees are basically the losers in your high school. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. It's not like those people disappear when you graduate high school. They go on to become cops, and they seek power positions because they never had any in their life. And this fills a void for them, and they feel a certain way when they put on costumes and badges and stuff.
You handed Sergeant Elsie the Supervisor of the Year in April. Did you know before that? It's a simple yes or no question.
I wasn't aware of all of the circumstances surrounding
Oh, what a nice deflecting cop-splanation there.
the incident.
But you knew of the incident.
I was aware of an incident, but as with all...
I was aware of an incident. Master cop-splaining pig. That's why he's chief.
Specifics of the incident, I was not aware of all of the specific information in the incident.
The police chief knew when this photo was taken of the incident that is now the subject of a criminal investigation by the Fulton County DA.
I feel violated.
No, we don't care.
We feel violated and sense law to us.
3 officers.
We feel violated that you lied to us and refused to lick our boots. That's basically what that cop said.
have been fired. The police department's supervisor of the year was demoted. The deputy chief suddenly retired.
Okay, I see. So this is 11alive.com. This is probably a big local area news thing, and that's why the chief even entertained this guy. He has a nice suit, a nice button-down shirt, a nice polished voice with no accent, kind of like mine, but nicer, I'd even say. And he's got the newscaster profile / aura about him, and that's what the cops respect for some reason, or tolerate. They don't tolerate guys like me who just show up with cameras. That's the difference there.
And this morning, the chief of police resigned. You're going to be arrested for trespassing for showing up to a police awards ceremony?
They don't want you in there.
Well, the only people who aren't allowed in are the press.
No.
Did you check invitations?
No. He's not press.
This is outrageous. You know it's outrageous.
You don't have any right to go to a ceremony.
We don't have any right to go to a meeting where the public is present and city council members are present in City Hall.
It's a private invited meeting.
Do you realize the chutzpah of a public official saying we can't be in City Hall?
Your garbage reporting doesn't do anything.
Garbage reporting. This is the best report I've seen on a police department in years. You know what's garbage? Your brains in your mouth and what comes out of your brains and out of your mouth. You're an idiot, bro. You're garbage reporting. Your opinion is pure, putrid sewage. And it doesn't matter because you're a moron doing nothing but propagating tyranny in this country.
About this.
Garbage reporting. Is there something we've gotten factually wrong?
I'm not saying there is or isn't.
You're calling our...
This is where I get pissed off with people. They'll say something and they'll say I'm wrong, and I'll know I'm right because I've actually done the research. And I'll say just like this guy, so what did I get wrong? And they never have an answer. What it is they're butthurt, and since they're butthurt, they're right, regardless of facts.
Garbage reporting?
I have no problem with you myself being in there.
You just said called her reporting garbage reporting, counselor.
Yeah, if you're trying to say that you're entitled to be in there, then it is.
Now you know.
We're not entitled to go into public meetings paid for by taxpayers where there's public present? Are you a moron or what? The real reason for you and I not being allowed to attend the ceremony was that you and I were not invited to attend the ceremony. It had nothing to do with your garbage reporting. David B. Davidson, city attorney, city of Roswell, Georgia. I thought this was Roswell, New Mexico, but I'm glad that's in there.
Why the media rarely does a hard-hitting report on the police. They don't want to be cut out, which is what's happening to this man. And I'm willing to bet you that the police union have a deep pocket within that whole council. I'm willing to bet that you...
All right, subscribe to Studio News Network, SNN. Go to studionewsnetwork.com. Also subscribe to my channel, John Filax. Also subscribe to my BitChute channel. I'm about to upload this video there too. Twice the work for half the pay. But hey, what you gonna do, bro? I want my message out there. I want people to hear my message, whether you like it or not. You don't have to listen. That's the great thing about being in a free country. And the people who hate me and just don't stop listening, rather than just keep on listening and hating, you're your own problem. No one's forcing you to listen to me. You listening day in and day out just helps me. So if you really don't like me, you shouldn't listen. That's the bottom line. You don't get to force me off somewhere. It's not going to work. I'll find a free way to get my information out there. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the join button, click the BitChute, subscribe, all that stuff. Peace. Tranquility, chicken grease, 2 for $5 spicy chicken sandwiches at Wendy's right now. Just saying. They're not a sponsor or anything. But some of the Wendy's throughout the years have been pretty hot. But, you know, that's neither here or there. Nothing to see here.